Okay, I have a mission. And that mission is to do things backwards in this stage. Meaning, start with having gotten the treasure box and proceeding to actually try to do the stage quickly. No idea how fast we have to be, though, because this is a stage that has an extraordinarily generous time for a gold, and presumably a less generous one for not gold, but it's really hard to know. But I get the impression that, at least based on where gold is extremely generous, so I suspect that if you can just get through the stage without doing anything too egregiously bad, that'll probably be enough for a diamond. Like, I'm not going at exactly breakneck speed right now. It also did not help. That was better than falling off. Ah! Actually, kind of curious if jumping would have helped there to get a little bit of extra leftwards speed, given the orientation of the surface. It's gonna... now. Okay, I was helping to not hit the rock at least, but I would have still just flung straight up anyways, I think. This is one of those things where unless you spend a lot of time on it, I feel like it's just kind of leaving yourself at the mercy of physics the entire time, always. So good luck making it work. Okay, actually, hold on 1 second. Blip, okay. Off we go. So we'll see how much time I spend on this stage. I will probably keep the usual promise of at least starting the next stage this episode, even if I don't quite manage to get a diamond on this one. I don't expect to get diamond on all of these stages. I am kind of surprised that the location of choice for the challenge update stages is this particular chapter. I just would have expected it to be... no. I just would have expected it to be... earlier? They didn't feel like exceptionally difficult stages. Eh. Not great. But better than what it could have been. Nothing like a little bit of negative visualization to keep your spirits up. That is not what I need. I missed out, I managed to land perfectly on top of that thing to keep my speed going the first time. This is going to be one of those cases where I have a greatly difficult time topping my first run, isn't it? Granted, I did also fall off the stage in my first run too. I also lost speed a lot of times in the first run. I don't know what possessed me to try to push on the right there and then subsequently jump leftwards, but it apparently worked. Ah! Almost. It was one of those cases, like, I couldn't steer myself away from the rock. I was already heading towards it, so I just figured, okay, let's try to use it. And it almost worked. Yeah, the thing is, the stage just goes on, so it's... you have to either get really lucky, like I sounded the first time, I guess. Not go so slow. Or actually manage to devise some consistent strategy for the entire stage. I don't know. That time, if I didn't jump, that might have helped a little bit. Because it would not have pushed me to the right. But I was thinking I was still on the left lip. Left side of the lip, you know what I mean. Man! Like, I don't know if I need to not have things like that happen for me to have any chance of getting a diamond on this stage or not. But considering the difficulty of not having those happen, I would think not. Unless the stage just is really generous with its gold time and not any of its others, which is perfectly possible. Ah, jump helped a little bit, but not enough. But it feels like even if I try to do things somewhat consistently, things just turn out very differently every single time. I'm just in different places with different speed every time, so it feels like I have to play this more based on... Okay! More based on principles than actually having a rep that I follow. I don't know if jumping there was right. And I could be wrong to think that the right thing to do here is to maintain maximum speed all the time, although at the same time, like, it seems to be what the stage is made for, so I suspect they do expect you to come close to that to actually get a good time. But I do feel very at the mercy of physics here, in spite of the influence that I do have. Mostly just deciding whether or not to jump. I can't do a whole lot more than that, frankly. Like, the directional influence I have is extraordinarily limited. And if I can remember what's coming up when, great. Then that can help at least. Like, if I know that I have to be a bit more on the right here, then I can try to react to that. Like, there I was trying to go left just now of the gap, and I just ended up moving to the right instead, so I said, okay, I'll go along with that. What? Ha! I'll see if I can at least just get one okay seeming run through this stage, you know, presumably not falling off and so on at any point, and see if that gives me a gold or a diamond, but irrespective of what it gives me, I'll probably just say that's it, that's my attempt for this stage. Because otherwise, it's going to take an eternity of me just fiddling with this stage, and not necessarily making much more progress each time to try to get through it. And I'm fine being in the air, it's just that the hard part is landing effectively. That was an okay landing. If I can be fast and also really high up, those things together work fairly well for me for the most part. Except for the fact that I have like no steering at that point. Okay, losing speed. At no point did I say I wanted to go to the right, it just started happening. I just want you to know that I never asked for this. Man, I can't believe I managed to get all the way to the very second last. Guess we're going to the right? Nope. Just, I couldn't. There's nothing I could do to not fall in the middle there, it felt like. Like, I tried to go to the left at first. That was not working. I tried to push further to the right because that seemed to be where I was going, and I couldn't go right enough. Like, you have the slightest directional influence here, but otherwise your main input really seems to be whether or not to decide to jump, which does have a pretty profound effect on how you move. Because of things like how... Ow. Spin has some effect. It depends on how you land, how much your spin influences your landing. But most of the... If things are going well, your spin will not influence how you land much at all. As paradoxical as that sounds, because not having influence over how you land is not generally good. You know, not having influence on what happens after you land, at least. If things are going well, you get put into a situation where it very quickly becomes unwell. Very easily is I guess how that is. It's difficult to maintain wellness once you've achieved it. Oh. Yeah, so spin you sometimes have some influence with. Other times, though, it's more that... Like, this is me holding right the whole time. You saw how slow that arc was. It's like I'm not pressing anything almost, it looks like. I just have some influence on how I bounce, and by that I mean some. The geometry that I land on, and whether I'm holding jump, influence my movement and a bounce much more than my spin does in this stage. Ah, Like, that was me deciding, hey, let's not jump for a second. It does slow you down, too, for better or worse, too, if you're sliding along the surface. But the thing is, it's not... Frequently, you don't even get to decide to slide along the surface in this stage. You're usually just bouncing around. It's just whether you bounce and also jump at the same time. Which sometimes has an effect and sometimes not. I don't think only jump on always has an effect if you bounce really hard off of something. That was in all those cases. It's just... I'm going over here now, so I'm just going to see if there's anything I can come up with to make that actually work somehow. Which was lean into the... Oh, jeez, this part's brutal, too, because I'm gonna... Oh, okay, lose all my speed is what's gonna happen. That was a huge damper on my performance there. Okay, I'll take it. But I was thinking the curvature looked like it was going to push me way off to the right as I was going, but then I lost my speed and I guess that fixed the problem. Okay, cool. Do I recognize this one? I don't know if I do. The name sounds vaguely familiar. Oh, no, I recognize this one, I think. Yeah, is this just going to be all the... It feels like this is just going to be all of the... I got that... Didn't I get that treasure box before? I think I did. Back when it wasn't called a treasure box. But yeah, is this just going to be all of the challenge update stages again? It's going to be sad if these are all just stages I've seen before. I don't really think it was... I think most of the stages in this game are honestly better than what the challenge update had to offer anyways, so... It's a little bit of a disappointing thought. Yo! Forgot which platforms these were. Don't remember precisely how we did these before. Okay, so what's the time? Again, weird half seconds they use for these. I think I remember this part right here where you had to jump and then land without flying off the edge. I think I remember feeling that was difficult back in the challenge update, but now that doesn't feel difficult to me at all. It feels very casual. I don't think it's just practice, I think it's also just the fact that this particular version of the game just demands a lot more from you. Couldn't remember which side to go on there, and that hesitation was not something I could afford, evidently. If you're wondering how my controller keeps pressing stuff on the D-pad all the time and never manages to actually reset the stage for me in spite of all the other stuff it does, I think it is occasionally pressing that button. This game just happens to have a really good idea of making you hold the reset button for a second for it to actually do anything. Which I think today in particular has saved me a couple of times. I think I've, on a couple of occasions, noticed a very abrupt jostling of the screen. Oh, that time, that was it happening. Okay, how about we just say the D-pad is not allowed to do this anymore? How do I... Is it actually possible to reach the controls without using the mouse here? Anyways, okay, it says D-pad is used for rolling, which is not true. Well, hold on. But, okay, I guess that D-pad symbol actually means the left stick, which is strange, but sure, whatever. X is not what I'm pressing. Wait, hold on. What? None of these descriptions are accurate. What in the world is going on here? I know that's not correct. Am I supposed to be able to set this? Yes, presumably. No, okay, that I decided to make that left stick, and that makes sense. That seems to be working correctly. Is there a free look or change camera? Toggle HUD, that... Okay, this seems kind of strange to me, all this. How it's acting here. And there's nothing for changing the... Okay, that works correctly. Yeah, that changes the HUD mode. I still can't tell it, hey, also don't use the D-pad to activate free look as far as I can tell. I don't see free look anywhere on here. Strange, okay. That's just one of the few non-bindable... In fact, nothing anywhere here seems to tell me. Nothing anywhere seems to tell me how you activate free look, which is strange to me. Weird. Okay. Anyhow, I'll give this a couple more shots before cutting the episode. At least I won't... I can still accidentally activate free look, which is bad. But at the very least it won't restart the stage when it shouldn't. Or mess with the HUD, which I guess is also good. I did not enjoy getting this particular... Darn it. I did not enjoy getting this particular treasure box in this stage last time. Yeah, this is just an easy jump to me now. It's kind of funny. I don't really even have to think about it. A little sloppy there. Yeah, this stage is really only hard once you get to this latter half, which is kind of annoying, because it means you're just doing the former half as a formality every time. Forgetting which stick to click to restart. Although getting that one particular time travel is actually a bit difficult, I confess. I'll go about 20 minutes or something like that, and then I'll call it for this episode. Darn it. Alright. It always is strange to me when games decide, hey, we're going to have controller bindings, but then certain things just aren't acknowledged in that. Strangest of all is that lots of the D-pad controls don't seem acknowledged in the settings at all. I don't know why that is. Like, how are you supposed to know that you can do those things? Ah! Yeah, getting that one particular time travel is fairly unforgiving. I should perhaps just practice the later parts more first. Because it's not that big of a deal doing this particular cutting a corner to grab, to grab a time travel. Whereas it can take a good deal of getting used to get across the other platforms properly. I'll try to get one more good attempt in and then I'll say we're done for today. course, I am actually having occasional problems on this jump now, but... Okay. Doesn't feel so bad when I actually pull it off. Okay, well. If I can get up there quickly, it's probably worth not getting the time travel, but if I can't, then it's probably worth getting the time travel. But anyhow, we'll keep trying next time.